Welcome back for tonight's Unfiltered. We're continuing our coverage of the latest indictment, possible indictment of former President Donald Trump. I want to bring in one of our members of Indiana's best political team, Kip 2. Good to have you in studio, sir.
Hey,
good to
nice
see
to
you.
Stephen.
Your reaction to this when you first heard the news?
Surprised it was tonight, of course. But other than that, I'm not surprised that the indictment has come down. I think the special prosecutor has been very methodical. I still can't quite figure out why Donald Trump did what he did. Other presidents have made the mistake, of course, of boxing up documents that might have had some classified, but he knew. He was asked for over a year to return the documents and refused to do it, and you know, spent months and months and months and a year defying what folks wanted him to do, and it still doesn't make any real logical sense why he did that.
And to be clear, this is the same Justice Department that took a look at Mike Pence's case and said, "Hey, we understand that this was an accident, and that's all it is." So clearly, there's some evidence here that made them pursue this, right?
That's right.
Where do we go from here, and how does it affect the election?
Well,
because you're also a lawyer too, so I want you to put your lawyer hat on it.
I mean, the unfortunate thing is, you know, we are only really 6 months away from a presidential election. I know it's not till November of 2024, but we have the Iowa caucuses in early February, and so we're not that far away. We're going to be in the middle of debate season here in the not too distant future, and so all of this is going to be caught up in the presidential election cycle, which makes it more complicated, which gives Donald Trump opportunities he doesn't deserve but is going to have to rally folks to him. If people are being logical and looking at this in the way that they ought to be looking at it, this is a very serious charge. It's 7 of them. It's a special prosecutor who brought them. It's his second indictment. He's been impeached twice. Maybe the Republican Party ought to move on.
What do you say to the Republicans who say, hey, we are trying to move on, but his supporters are pretty strong, and this might even strengthen their argument that there is a quote-unquote witch hunt against the former president?
I would say man up. You know, I mean, most of them know.
Yeah.
Most of them know this guy is a piece of crap, but they don't have the wherewithal to stand up to him. And the more people that stand up to him, it's just like any bully. You got to punch him back in the face. What I said a couple days ago, I still believe. Chris Christie seems to be the guy who's willing to punch him back in the face, and that's what's going to take for him ultimately to be taken down. Right. Is somebody else who's willing to be as big a bully.
Do you think, though, that this could work in his favor politically?
No, I don't. Okay. I think the drip, drip, drip. I know a lot of people are saying he's going to be a martyr. This is, you know, creates for his followers to do this. But I think it actually is the drip, drip. More and more people are like, let's move on. This is, you know, it's time for America to move on. We don't need Donald Trump drama 24/7, 365.
Yeah, where does the investigation go from here? Because obviously the current president is also being investigated as well for something similar with documents related. They haven't made a decision on that either. Does that, in your opinion, still fall into the category of similar to Mike Pence's situation, where when he was a former vice president?
There were some documents in Obama. Yeah. There were documents with Pence. I mean, somebody needs to do a better job of collecting and keeping documents. This is nothing like those 3 cases, right? The Trump case is very specific. He was asked and refused. Someone needs to get to the bottom of why he refused. That's more interesting than anything else. It wasn't inadvertent. It wasn't something that was stuck somewhere that they didn't know it was there. He knew it. He was purposefully keeping the documents.
I have a minute left. How does it play out on Tuesday from a legal perspective?
Well, I think from the reporting I've heard today, you know, the indictment will be made public at 3 o'clock on Tuesday, and we'll know a lot more about the specifics of the document. We've heard lots of reporting about what the potential is, but we don't really know yet because it's not public. I mean, what Trump says sometimes, well, 90% of the time isn't real or isn't true, so I wouldn't take his word for about anything. And the Justice Department has not said anything. There's obviously been some leaks. You've had CNN and the New York Times come out with some leaks about what may be. But we need to find out. I mean, the 7 federal indictments are pretty serious. It could be serious jail time.
You think we'll get all the information on Tuesday?
On the indictments,
I do. Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll see what happens. All eyes will be on what happens down there in Miami on Tuesday. Kip, good to see you. Thanks for coming to the studio once again, sir. Thank you very much. Ashley, on over to you.